All right. Welcome again. My name is Ala Hassan, founder of eCommerce Training Academy. And today we're going to be reviewing one website that is very popular right now in the coffee industry, in the coffee category. And today's session is called How to Sell Coffee Online. Let me just make sure that everyone hears me well because I was doing the video yesterday. And guess what happened? I realized that there was no sound. So please let me know in the comments. You guys hear me well? If you're joining through a recording, these videos are held live inside the Facebook group, private Facebook group. So make sure to join us. And for those who are on the call, please let me know in the comments if you hear me well, all is good, because I want to make sure that everything is working before. Yeah, last last minute, I decided to do this review. And then eventually I said, you know what? Let me not. Okay, perfect, Daya. He hears me well. Excellent. So a couple of things now before we get started. And there's going to be a lot of, I'm going to be sharing lots of tactics in terms of how I go about monitoring some competition, how I go about understanding exactly what are they doing. And I'll show you some tools I use myself. I decided to start with coffee because I do have a bunch of people inside this group that are planning on selling, that have already a coffee website. Some of you might be thinking about launching one. So I figured, let me start with this category. And in the future, let me know in the comments if you want me to cover other categories. I mean, I have a list of them, but I would rather cover the categories that you guys are more interested in. Again, this way we could learn from these big brands. So let's go back to this now. This topic right here is all about coffee. So we decided to cover BlueBottleCoffee.com. Let me just go to their US website because it is different. Okay. So a couple of things about Blue Bottle. These guys have retail they have coffee shops, physical coffee shops in the United States. They started a while back ago, but recently, right now, I think they're valued over $700 million. They're doing a really, really good job at promoting the brand online, but also drive traffic to their locations as well as their partners. One thing that people love about them is the freshness of their beans. Now, I'm not a coffee guy, so again, the way I go about reviewing a website is really not from an angle of a specialist within that category. I like to look at it from a regular consumer. So if you are a specialist, understand that I'm not going to go in as a specialist of coffee. I'm really going in as a general consumer, someone who may be thinking about purchasing this product. And so I'm going to really give you my first impressions. What is their value proposition? What do I think about the shopping experience, their navigation, their product offering? And we'll go into some of their digital marketing efforts, okay? And you can use this across other brands as well. So this is their website. As soon as you log in, I like how, their branding is on par. I mean, they do a really, really good job with their branding. So as soon as I come in immediately, so one thing I noticed is if you're new to the brand, and which I was new to it, obviously I know they sell coffee, but notice how the message right here is hard to read at first. So neighbor blend, the blend is hard to read, help us give back. So even the big brands, those that are established, also have some challenges when it comes to positioning some of their copy on their banners or their creative. So now coming into the website, okay, very simple right here. The menu is sitting here. I don't see, interesting how their logo is just the blue bottle right here. They don't even have one right there that says Blue Bottle Coffee. Let me make sure my screen, yeah, still the same thing. Scrolling down, I notice how they have some blend box, pour over kits, they have a quiz, and that's it. So very, very simple homepage. You know exactly what is it that they sell. Now, if I am a first-time visitor and I know nothing about this brand other than maybe somebody mentioned it or I did a Google search and I arrived to the homepage right there, there is nothing unique about the brand. I don't see any reason for me to purchase this at this point. I would have to learn more about it. Now, in this case, a lot of people know the brand, so they're familiar with what their story is. So let me go inside their story, see how it is all set up. Very straightforward right here. So they explain everything, how it all started. simple stuff. Maybe we bring coffee. The first method of coffee, selling coffee we tried was enjoyable but short-lived. So they're going through their history. Okay, pretty straightforward stuff. What's so special about their coffee? Green coffee is a living thing. That's what a flavor in coffee is a crescendo. No part of the journey is boring. In our coffee, we taste each coffee to determine the precise days on which it will achieve peak flavor. So again, it's the way they go about brewing it. I guess they roast it and the whole 9 yards. Again, I'm not a coffee expert, so I like how they explain into details exactly what's so special about their beans or their process. So again, if you're selling coffee, you really want to talk about this. Put more effort in the process itself, where the beans come from, how it all started. If you have an expertise in roasting coffee, or the process is unique or different, or it's a family recipe, or whatever it might be, make sure to highlight all of these things, because in the end, that's how people like. Notice how, for me right now, I can start browsing, looking at their products, but instead I'm learning more about what makes them unique. So their stories right here, I like how they have also a section just for their coffee. Great. Now, one thing that I've learned about this brand is the fact that they are very popular when it came to building out a lot of content. So back in the day when they started, obviously they were small, they were starting out, but one thing that differentiates them from other brands out there is the amount of content they've built out, and they rank really, really well on Google search. So if I click on their blog, they have a lot of content right here that speaks to the audience, the coffee connoisseur, I guess, at this point. But I also noticed that they also have a lot of guides. And that's one thing that really caught my attention is their brewing guides. And when it comes to e-commerce, sometimes people say, well, I'm not selling a digital product. I'm not selling I don't want to offer people a PDF to download, but you can actually provide them with guides on how to use your product or any product out there. Now, if I think about this right here, the AeroPress, the guide here, do I need to buy it from them? No, not really. Do I need to buy the beans from them? Not really. I'm actually going to find a lot of valuable insights on how to use this process. And you can see how really nicely laid out it is. Background right here. They show you what you will need, how long the brew time. If you have questions, you can ask their experts. What's happening here is they're really positioning themselves as experts in the industry. So again, look at how I'm not even thinking about buying any of the products yet, but you start seeing step one, they have a nice image, simple process to follow, but they also link to their own products inside the guide indirectly with a simple little, hyperlink. So step one, very great, simple stuff. Step two, insert paper filters. So they sell filters. They also sell the AeroPress. So that's interesting. So let me just click on this and notice that they also have it. Step number 3, they're showing you everything. Step 4, look how easy it is to follow. Like, I'm not into coffee, but if I start seeing this, I'll be like, okay, that's easy to follow. And no wonder why these guides are very, very popular. So they don't even have a video at this point. They're just taking screenshots or snapshots of the whole process itself and documenting it in there. So again, whether you're selling the product, the AeroPress, that's what they call the AeroPress or not, if you sell coffee beans, then really think about the user that's going to be using this product, that will be consuming it. What are some of their concerns? And can you build out guides to help them enjoy or use the product that you're selling, which are the beans in this case? So notice how the AeroPress, I can't spell this, cold brew bottle, espresso start guide, French press, that I know, milk and art. Let me just click on this. This is interesting. So notice again, very simple here. And notice on the right-hand side, they have some banners that highlight some of their content, their products, or their kits. And again, very, very simple guides that they have right here. And towards the end, you can shop their coffee. So the call to action is there in the bottom towards the end on the right-hand side. And throughout the content, usually they would put additional links to their product. So something to consider if you're in this space, is to create a lot of valuable content for people to consume so that you can really help them enjoy the product. Let's go back to the homepage. Notice how as soon as I started, I'm not going to look at the product yet. I'm really looking at all these different ideas that they incorporate into the shopping experience to really set it apart from other websites. So I noticed that they have a coffee match quiz. I love quizzes. So if you're thinking about doing a quiz, you can use a website called Typeform. This website right here, Typeform, can create quizzes for you. Now, there are a lot of tools out there. You can put quiz to, what's it called? eCommerce quiz tool. You'll find a bunch of them. But Typeform, I know it works really, really well. Beard brand uses it on their website as well. So if I go back here, I like this concept of coffee match. Find the coffee that matches your taste. So great, let me take this quiz. This is perfect for someone like me. Maybe I'm not like a connoisseur when it comes to beans. So they have a nice landing page explaining what this quiz is all about. So let me say, get matched. Which brewing methods do you prefer to do at home? I have a coffee maker, so I'm just going to use coffee maker. How do you like it? I like it with cream. How many cups take home each week? It really depends, but I'll say each week, let's say 10. How light or dark do you like your coffee? I like it to be medium, not too dark, not too. Which of the best describes your coffee? I like it delicate. How bright do you like? Never thought of it, but I'll just leave it in the middle. Which flavors do you most enjoy in your coffee? Again, I'm doing this. Let me put, I don't even know if it's earthy or, anyways, I'll just choose this. Continue. Which herbs and spices are you most drawn to? So I'm going to put in, let's say, cardamom. Which kind of chocolate do you prefer? I mean, I should be eating dark, but I love milk, so no chocolate. Which salad dressing is your favorite? What does it have to do with anything? But it's okay. I'll trust them. Let me continue. And notice here, our coffee recommendation. We think you'll enjoy one of these two coffees. So notice how they put up these two products in front. They say a little bit what they are right here, a small little description, available in whole bean, but instead of saying add to cart or shop now, they say try this coffee. So the copy matters. And I could also save my recommendations and share them on social media. That's great. So let me try this coffee. Great. Now I see the product page. So they're really helping you figure out what type of coffee should you be considering for your products, for, in this case, from them. So again, take note of these things. You can put a quiz on your website. You can generate leads if you want. If I want to save this, I would have to save and obviously create an account. So you can generate leads from this, or you're actually just helping people figure out what to buy, especially if they're new to the whole world of coffee or to any category that you're selling. So that's interesting here. They also have the FAQs. What I like about the FAQs is they also have a place to search the FAQs. So that's great. Going back here. So all is good here. So they have a section in their navigation. I like how their navigation is on the left-hand side focused around the shopping experience, as well as visiting their store, the store locations, and also the learning experience. And on the right-hand side, they have their call to actions, or I call this the user menu, specific to specific to the user features, such as logging in this case, change your currency, looking at your card. And also they have their main call to action called subscribe. And I see that they're pushing a lot their subscription model, which now we move over to their product offering. Overall, look, when I look at the site, if it's my first time to the brand and I see this and I never heard about them, I'll be like, nothing unique about their coffee. I've seen better, but they're really well established. And when a brand is really, really well established, sometimes you can get away from communicating your value proposition on the homepage of what differentiates you, because of the fact that people that come to your brand already know that you exist. And maybe also the fact that sometimes people are landing on their website through other pages, for example, through the guides, because they have a very strong SEO rankings. So again, they can communicate all these things through other pages. So when I came to the homepage, if I'm looking at it from a well-established brand, does a really good job, well organized, simple, love their colors, love how easy it is to navigate, and it loads very, very fast. Now, in regards to their product offering, so looking at the different categories, so they have a category called shop, so coffee, brewing equipment, mugs, and more. So these are the main top 3 categories, but I like also they have the subscription model a gift subscription, which is interesting, and also gift cards. And we'll go through each one. So let's click on coffee. So as soon as you land here, usually they put 3 products per row. I like that more than 4. Sometimes I see websites putting 4 products per row. And what does that does really to the experience, it makes your images a lot smaller and it makes it hard also to read. There's too much information on one row. So I like the fact that they have only 3 products per row. I like the fact that I don't have to go back to the menu right here to browse the different categories. They're still here, okay? I also like the fact that they have the filters, so I can come in here and I say, okay, I can choose the different coffee types. So let's say I want espresso. So notice how I selected it. It doesn't go away. I have to click somewhere else for that pop-up to show up. So again, take note of these things. It matters. So let's say I want espresso. They have these 3 here. I can also choose the region and also the processing. All these filters are important to the audience. Now, to me, maybe it's not. I'm not the audience that they're targeting, but make sure that all of these filters are made available inside your product. Avoid just putting everything in a description. When you build out your product catalog, make sure you have attributes for all sorts of things that matters to your audience. So in this case, the coffee type should be on its own, a different attribute. The region should be on its own. The processing, the way they go about it should be on its own. All of these are product details, and they should be stored in your database, in your product catalog as attributes, so that you make it easy for people to sort through all of your products. So again, if you're not sure what to filter by, what information, go to Amazon or go to a website like this one here. I mean, that's the whole point of this exercise, is to see what are some of the ways they provide in terms of features on the website that make it easy for people to shop on their website. So take note of these simple things that they offer. So again, you can improve your own website when you plan on selling coffee. So let's go on one of the coffee products. I like the elegance of the website, the fonts that they're using. I like how they center the name of the product within an italic style, a subheadline that supports the product name. Very simple. Notice how they don't use decimal points. A lot of times they have a full price, so $36, $30. That, I mean, depends on who you, where you read about it. Sometimes it just means it's just higher end. When you put decimals, it just looks like every other product. As soon as you remove the decimals and you just put a round number for the price, it just feels more premium. So I like that. Very simple. $36. The size of all of the fields, the price. Again, everything is well thought out in terms of their brand guide. They have everything in the right place. Add to cart, ships within 1 to 2 business days. Quantities is right here. I notice I can't go in. I can't make this bigger. Let me go to an actual coffee product. So in this case here, they show you, so instead of showing me the beans or just showing me the bag, which everyone could do, they're actually showing me a little bit of how a lifestyle shot of the product, followed by, this is how it looks, I guess, the bag. And if you order 3, this is how many, I mean, great. At least it gives you a perspective of what to expect when you order this product. Notice how they offer multiple options, so you can buy the 3-bag bundles. Bundles are great. It's a great tactic to increase your average order value. So offering that on the page could help. So standard and bundle option right there. Add to cart. So about this item, easy to read, couple of paragraphs. They go into details about what it is. And donations support the purchase and distribution of food. Each purchase of a single bag of neighbor supports. So they're donating to a specific organization. All shipping emissions, offset investment in projects. So again, they have the sustainability side of things. And also they have some recommendations right here. Now, let me look at another coffee, because I remember looking at some other item. Let me look at this one here. Yeah, this one. So let's say I clicked on another product. They even have the option for preparation. This is a limited release. So they're creating some sort of exclusivity, limit, like a sense of urgency is there, scarcity, sorry. And we made a video about this in the group about scarcity tactics. So they highlight that this is a limited release, whole bean, bag size, I can buy half or a standard bag. And notice how the price changes. And look how interesting. You remember the video I made about scarcity? We talk about these nice elements on the product page that can push people to take action. Notice how as soon as I put in half bag, the quantity left changes. As soon as I select standard bag, the quantity left increases. So inventory scarcity is being used at this point right now. And also the price is also changing as I select the different options. So roasts and ships on Tuesday, May 19th. So if you're a coffee lover and you know that this thing is going to get roasted and ships on Tuesday, May 19th, you'll be like, great, this is really, really good. I want to make sure I get something fresh. So again, you know your market, you know your product, you know your audience. Make sure to use all these extra words that matters to them so that they would add to cart. I mean, right, the fact that they're mentioning this here may push me to add to cart at this point. Notice how that all this information is right here about the product. I'm surprised they don't put, again, because I'm not sure what this is, or these are rose hips, so whatever it is. Anyways, I'm surprised they don't have multiple images for the product. The simple paragraph right here, the details, they even provide you all this detail. So again, if I'm a coffee lover, this is something I care about. It's all here in front of me. I like this. Notes. Our coffees go through a rigorous selection and quality testing process, and we only share the coffees that have most captured our imaginations. Each bag of Ecuador Pinchincha Mario Hervas whole beans is shipped to you within 24 hours of roasting. All shipping emissions offset and investments in projects to reduce greenhouse gases. Like, think about it. They could just be selling a bag of coffee and that's it. But instead, they're really going in detail in terms of what differentiates this coffee from other products out there. So again, all this information is important, and you need to make sure all of this is being highlighted and displayed on your product page, whether you're selling coffee or you're selling masks or anything. You need to convince, you need to persuade the user, the shopper, that this is the right product for them by highlighting everything that they need to know that makes it different. The value proposition is right there. And in the bottom, notice how they also have the different upselling items. Let's shop around a little bit more. Let's go to the brewing equipment. So I love this because they're not limiting themselves to only coffee beans. Their product catalog expands to other categories. In e-commerce, if you want to really succeed at this game and you want to build out a profitable business in the long term, you really need to focus on the customer lifetime value. Your first order that the customer is going to purchase from you is barely going to be profitable. You're banking on the additional orders that come in over a period of time. Let's say 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. A coffee person, I predict that this person will buy from you multiple times. So yes, you're benefiting from the fact that the type of product is going to be consumed multiple times throughout the year. But don't limit yourself of just selling coffee. Why not sell brewing equipment? Why not add accessories, mugs in this case? You're finding other additional products that the person may consider purchasing while they're buying it for the first time. So I might go in, I'm gonna add one of the products. So let me add this to cart. Perfect. They're also recommending other products. You can use this as another way of pushing other accessories, brewing equipment when they're checking out. So you have all of these opportunities for you to increase the average order value inside each order, or increase the frequency of how many times they buy from you over a period of time. What I like about these guys is the fact that they also offer, so again, brewing equipment. So they've expanded their product selection across, and you notice how everything is private label with their own brand. They might sell other brands as well, but they also have their own. Obviously, the margins are a lot higher in this case. But I like this here. So they have subscriptions and they have gift subscriptions. When it comes to e-commerce, obviously, you want to be as predictable as possible with regards to how much revenue you're going to generate over a period of time. Subscriptions is a great feature to have on your website because you're really you're going to be able to anticipate how much demand is going to be required or coming in the next couple of months. You can anticipate some of the revenue that you plan on. You can forecast better because you have a pool of customers that have decided to receive from you on a monthly basis, bi-weekly basis, your product. So if you're selling a product like coffee, you're selling a product that is always consumed throughout the year, throughout the month, then consider offering, if you have selling supplements, for example, toothpaste, shampoos, any health beauty products, a subscription model does really, really well. If you have a Shopify website, I know that there is an app called Recharge app. So this is the one that a lot of brands use. Let me show you a trick here, since I forgot about this one. I use a extension called Built With. So let me put this here. Built with Chrome. So make sure to download this on your computer. It's a great tool that shows you exactly what are they powered with in terms of technology. So when you visit a website like this one right here, click on Built With. Notice how I'm able to gather a lot of tools that are being used on the website. So I'm familiar with a lot of them, but in your case right now, let's say, so you see they have all the Facebook pixels installed. Let me see what they're using in terms of a shopping cart. They're not using a Shopify, so they're using another cart. I don't know what it is, but what's interesting, you start seeing a lot of their email software, their marketing software, all of them are here listed. Now, again, you may want to use this to learn more about your competition, which is a great tactic. So I like Built With. You get a lot of details from it. So going back to the subscription, let me try this. So coffee subscription, they explain how it works. Signed, sealed, delivered, your choice. These are the recommended blends. So I can start, let's say, for example, I like how they highlight most popular right here. Okay, so the process is starting here. Notice how they have the nice navigation right on top here. So it's a 3-step process. It's almost like a checkout, but again, they're highlighting how many steps you're away from completing the purchase. How many bags per shipment? What about this? Or this? So there you go. They have all these options. I like the design and the layout. Notice how the bags are not blue. They're just an outline type of illustration. And as soon as you select it, it changes the color, the outline around the option. And the details are all here. So the coffee type is right here. The bags, the information. So about 2 weeks supply of beans, 1 to 2 coffee drinkers. And the total per shipment is $18. Or I can go bigger and bigger and bigger. I have the option of how many times you want to choose. So every week, every other week, every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks. So let's say I want it every 4 weeks. Notice again, all the details are here. They're really detailed in the whole experience. So again, there's no worry. I shop with confidence, and I'm not thinking about leaving the website because I'm not getting any answers to some of my questions that I have in my mind as I scroll, or as I browse through their website. So I remain on this page, proceed to checkout, and that's when it starts. So very simple. I like it. I just want to see if they have their subscription model on the page here. So they don't have the subscribe option here, which is interesting because a lot of times, hold on, because I remember seeing it. I think it's on the Canadian side. Let me see now. Refresh. So when I refresh, because the Canadian side only sells subscriptions, let me just see what happens. Okay, it's a whole different experience. Okay, let me go back to the United States. Usually what I see is, I do see that people show the subscription inside the product page. And unless I'm doing something wrong, let me go to another product just in case. Oh, here we go, that we have. So I wanted to make sure we find something like that. So notice how you can buy this for a one-time purchase, or I can subscribe and save $1 to $3 per bag. That's interesting. Let me look into that. Delivered on your schedule, skip or cancel anytime, learn more. Notice how all these things matter. So delivered on your schedule. Okay, I get to choose my own time. I can cancel anytime. Great. All these sources of friction have been eliminated by just one statement right here. And if I want to learn more, they're not sending me to another page. They're just showing us quick pop-up right here that highlights everything with nice visuals, not a full paragraph of text. They're using nice illustrations to really explain how this whole thing works. So Let's say if I go with one bag, it's $8, and I'm going to save $1 per bag. Notice how they strike through the $9. If I go standard bag, it's $15 now, and I save $2. If I go double bag, and it shows you the savings. Again, nice way of pushing more average order value at this point, and also trying to have a higher value for my subscription. So I can go like here, roasts and ships on Friday, May 15th, select your delivery frequency during the checkout, and I can subscribe. So again, there's two ways of going at it. You either start from the subscription or you start from the product page subscription. So great options right there. I like this, this concept of gift subscriptions. Notice how they offer so many different ways for people to purchase from them. They're not just selling their beans online, even though they have coffee shops. They have their beans, they have brewing equipment, accessories like mugs, their subscription model, and look at this here, gift subscription. So sometimes you want to buy someone a subscription. Why not? You don't want to just buy them a gift card. You want to just surprise them every time they get a package. So you can do this. So select a gift subscription. Start their whole bean experience with one of the subscriptions below. I like how they highlight the one that is the most popular. So obviously, if you were to buy 1 or 2 bags, it may be a small gift. You want to really up it up. This person is really special to you, or you know these guys love coffee, or they love Blue Bottle Coffee already. So why not buy for them 3-month supply or a 6-month subscription? And it tells you exactly what they're going to get and the value right here. So you can start with this. Look at this. I love how they really thought of everything. So how should we deliver your gift? Do you want to ship the coffee directly? Do you want to print out the gift certificate? You want to give it to them, let's say by hand, or email it. So many different options right here. So let's say I select to ship it. Where should we deliver your gift? Provide a mailing address and we'll arrange for immediate delivery of coffee to the lucky recipient as soon as Friday, May 15th. Again, all this information is right here. You can put in their their name here and also a personalized message. Okay. If I go to gift certificate, I can just print gift certificate. Let's say 1 or 2 people. I can do it in bulk. So you can see the price is changing here as I select this. Again, add a personal touch. Or I can email it directly by putting in the email address right here, to the name of the person, and also a message. Notice how they have all these options to simplify gift giving. Gift giving is very, very important if in your category, if your product could be looked at as a product that people will gift to others. So make sure to think about how is the gift experience going to be delivered to your audience. Last thing is the gift cards. So we know that they have stores, physical retail locations, and also they have the online world. Now, in this case right now, they offer 2 of them. They have the cafe e-gift card that you could use in store. And from the looks of it, it's used on Square Up. So I guess this is their POS system, their cash machine at the store. And that's why they're having it separated, because sometimes integration becomes a challenge. So you get to buy the different amounts and you can send the voucher. Or you can buy an online gift card, but you can only purchase online from them. From what I've read, that's what it is. So people could use the gift card for a subscription. It could be anything. Again, very simple process right here. A lot of nice imagery, or they also offer the option of you redeeming the gift card right here in the bottom. So far, so good. I want to show you guys a trick. This is what I use to learn more about a brand. So let's say you sell coffee. Take this website. Go to a website called SimilarWeb, similarweb.com. I put in there, sorry, let me do this again. Blue Bottle Coffee, make sure to click that. This is the free version. You can pay for the premium version. What's nice about this website is you get a lot of details about it. But as you start scrolling down, you can see also you get some insights about the traffic that they're getting. Again, is it as accurate? Some people say it's not very accurate, but more than enough for you to make some decisions based on what you're seeing here. I mean, it's enough to know, okay, if they have 340, is it 300,000? Maybe, but at least you have a sense of what is it that they get in terms of traffic, which countries that drive the most traffic to their website. I like this. Notice how most of their 60% of their traffic comes from Google search. So that's why I was telling you they have a strong presence when it comes to organic traffic. So their content is really, really well optimized And a lot of people are linking to this content. And I'll show you how you can find this. So you see also the fact that they have a very high number of direct traffic, meaning their customers could be potentially coming back over and over again. They don't even pay for social media ads, display, or anything else because customers, they found out about them the first time and they keep coming back. So look at 30% is very, very strong in terms of direct traffic. Usually I see 10 to 15%. This is double the amount. Referring websites, you notice how there are some websites that drive traffic to them all over the place right here. In terms of traffic, search traffic, they even show you some keywords. So let's say Mocha Pot is the one that's driving a lot of traffic to their website through search. Again, if you want to get the full list, you have to pay for this. Social media, they spend a lot of time on Facebook. They're getting a lot of traffic from Facebook. Reddit is more than Instagram. So what I would do is I go to Reddit and I would search for Blue Bottle Coffee. Let me just Blue Bottle Coffee and see what people are talking about. So there's a lot of traffic coming in from Reddit. Something is there. Something is interesting. That's where I would spend a lot of time trying to see what is it that people are talking about. How are they linking to the page? And you could do this with any competitor. I go down here. I notice that they're driving display ads. So the banners. Look at this. They're getting a lot of traffic from this website. So let me go to this website. So it's a blog about subscription. So I guess Blue Bottle Coffee. So notice how they're mentioned in the 28 best coffee subscription boxes for 2020. What would you do? Reach out to these websites, see if you can get also included if you sell coffee and you sell subscriptions. That's a great way of seeing who else is mentioning them. Where are they being featured? Again, we're just looking at this here. Their audience interests. So here's what I like. You start seeing other websites that their audience is going to visit. So let's say Stumptown Coffee is another one they're looking at. So they also sell coffee, I guess. I saw something called Homegrounds, and I believe it's a blog. So again, you can find so many different websites that are linking back to them and competitors and similar websites. You have a list of all of these guys here. So something for you to look at to see, okay, how is Blue Bottle Coffee generating all this traffic? What are the related websites? And you do a lot of research and you just go crazy with the tool. So that's one tool I highly recommend for you to consider. Let's look at some stuff on Facebook, for example. Let's say this is their page right now. I would read some of the products reviews that people are leaving. I want to see what's so special about them. I want to see their ads. So notice I've created a video in the group about how to spy on your competitors' ads. So you go right here and you click on, let's say, see more. And ads from this page. This page is currently running ads. Great. Let's go see it. Let me just turn off some. Let me put the unite all of it so we see all ads. I love this tool. So now you're seeing a kind of all the different ads that they're running on Facebook or Instagram or Messenger, and you see them right here. So again, get ideas on the type of images they use. Watch the video I made about this topic. You'll get a lot of ideas. You'll see they're putting videos. They're putting right here is a video. And you see, you don't get a lot of details on how they're targeting in terms of who's seeing this ad and what's the engagement, but you get a good sense of what is what's this ad all about in terms of copy, in terms of the offer, in terms of the creative, and all that stuff. Look, I mean, they have a lot of ads. So total 42 ads running. Take note of them and start seeing if you can learn something from them. Their Instagram, I love it. Clean. Notice how they're leveraging IGTV. I love their imagery. They're showing, some zoom ins. You don't see just the bag of coffee and they're just sell, sell, sell. They're really promoting the lifestyle. Okay. We made a video about how to optimize your bio on Instagram. Watch it. Again, look at beautiful photography. I love it. They're really, again, promoting the whole lifestyle. They're showing you how these products would look like in the kitchen. Videos. Let's see what this video is. It took 4 engineers with over 70 prototypes. And this video has been viewed 13,000 times almost. So look at how much work is being put in to just highlight this here. So again, educate customers. Take note of all these things that the competition is doing. Now, some of you might say, well, these guys can afford it. These guys are big. Here's my take on this. If you want to double your e-commerce sales, my tactic has always been watch what the leaders in the space are doing. And in each category, there's a leader or an up-and-coming brand. Yes, you may not have their budget, but you have some creativity, you have technology available that you can at least come up with alternative options when it comes to marketing, when it comes to, you may not have their budget when it comes to creating amazing videos, but there are tools out there that can really help you create videos. So again, you don't need, it's not about comparing yourself to these brands, but these brands get it. They make over $700 million. Why are you there trying to reinvent the wheel? Why not look at what the big guys are doing and see how you can model some of their initiatives? Don't get overwhelmed trying to do everything at the same time. You're not, I mean, these guys, for example, have already 380,000 people following them on Instagram. They have a lot of followers on Facebook as well, 142,000. So you're not compared, don't compare vanity metrics. Vanity metrics are the followers, number of comments, the number of likes, how many people are, saying, I love this brand, I love that brand. It's okay to grow slowly, but learn from how these guys are doing it, because there's a lot of insights, there's a lot of value that you get out of this exercise. And that's what I've been always doing. So I used to attend a lot of the e-commerce conferences where all the big guys would go to. And I remember to this day when I was selling videos, movies, and DVDs, we were a small guy on Amazon and eBay and our website. And I went to Internet Retailer Conference, and I was in front attending a session by Netflix. And that was the day Reed Hastings announced the launch of their streaming option, with $25 million they invested in launching streaming. Now, when I heard that at the event, immediately I took note of it. I said, okay, you know what? We need to change our strategy. If these guys are going towards streaming, then we need to learn what we can improve in our model right now, selling physical goods. And guess what? The company's still alive right now, selling movies and DVDs while Netflix is running. But instead of us, because I was paying attention to what the big guys are doing, we shifted our strategies. We learned from them. And eventually we set up or focus around a specific area only by selling, let's say, hard to find movies that Netflix won't have. And that became our strategy. And let's sell those products since these guys are doing the recent releases and so on and so forth. So you could learn a lot by following these big brands. Don't get discouraged. And I'm mentioning them not because they're just amazing, but you could learn a lot. So the next step for you, when it comes to figuring out what to do with, now, let's say you're thinking about selling coffee, highly recommend you sign up to Blue Bottle's newsletter, create an account, add products to your cart, and wait for emails to come in. So start looking at, do they send a shopping cart abandonment email? Do they have a welcome series? And archive all of these messages and keep them by your side so that when it comes time for you to build out all these campaigns, you can go back to their emails and you start looking at it. I showed you how to get ideas from their Facebook campaigns right here. On Mother's Day, make sure to log in, take a screenshot of what they're doing during Mother's Day. Do the same thing for all the major retail holidays. I showed you how you can get some ideas from SimilarWeb. If you're really serious about learning from these guys, then pay for a paid account on SimilarWeb for a month and do your research and take note of it. Again, these are tactics that you have to put in the work and put in the time, but you really got to do it the right way so that you stay ahead of those brands. Now, are you going to be the next Blue Bottle Coffee? Maybe. Who knows? The idea right there is, what can you learn from these guys that are doing really, really well right now that you can model and implement on your side within your own means? And that's the approach I would take, and really learn from them on how to sell coffee online and also offline, because they have their retail stores. I hope this was useful. Let me know in the comments if this is the type of content you would like to see more going forward. Is there something, if you have other categories that you would like me to cover and find some of the best leaders in that space and do a similar video with those companies, let me know in the comments as well. But again, this was really kind of give you a nice, this is how I go about it when I research a brand or when I want to get inspired. I've shown you the different tools I use. These are the same tools I use every day. So there's no secret to it, but really, this is the approach I would take. And I could do this with any type of product, any widget. So that's why when people tell me, do you need to be an expert in your product? Myself, no, I sell widgets. I know how to sell any widget online. But you, if you are the person who's going to plan on selling coffee online, then you better be the expert in this industry. And notice how Blue Bottle Coffee really showcases their expertise with all of their learning content, educational content, with their product selection, their catalog, and also the fact that they have all these stores. They emphasize on their credibility, their expertise, and their story is what makes them unique. Read about these guys. $700+ million is not easy to sell online. They're selling coffee. So it could be done, you know. All right, let me just look at the comments. And I hope this was, again, mention if there are any other brands or different categories you guys want me to follow through, and I'll do more of these. These are very last minute videos about this topic, so kind of I'm used to them, so I'll be able to highlight some of these informations. Excellent. Good, I'll take care of that. Perfect, lots of comments. Great. Let me see, make sure to follow through. I have to see because I have different screens. I want to make sure. Ashraf, excellent. You're very useful. Excellent. Good, good. Perfect. I don't see any specific questions. So as always, thanks again for joining me during this session. If you have anyone that you feel would benefit from this group, please invite them. Don't add them to the group manually. Just invite them by sending them the link. I'll put it in the comments. I would really, really appreciate it. Again, I want to make sure that this group is only being shared to people who actually have an online store already established, but they're struggling with sales, or they really want to find ways of growing it. Once again, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.